Good morning. Out here today, was waiting for qualifying to be over for our preview of Talladega for your O'Reilly Auto Parts Series and your NASCAR Cup Series. But qualifying, I kind of expected it. I was keeping an eye on the weather, and I kind of expected qualifying would be rained out for the Cup Series. Uh, just, kind of the way it looked leading up to it. But no big deal. Talladega is one of those tracks, much like Daytona, to some extent Atlanta, where qualifying matters, but it doesn't. You can start last and work your way to the front pretty decently in a race like this, due to the drafting style nature. We will the facts about Talladega. And what to expect here, along with some other news that has come out recently regarding NASCAR itself. So we'll get into that at the end. But I mean, Talladega is the biggest oval on the track, on the circuit for NASCAR. It's 2.66 miles. It's massive. It's got a grandstand. They can hold about 80,000 people. It's shrunk down since some. It used to be over 100, but it's down to 80 now as of 2022. I'm sure they could go back up if they need to, but it seems to be a really good number for them right now. Looking at, we've talked about banking on some of these tracks, and you're looking at the corners are banked at 33 degrees. So if you want to think about it, I mean, you think about a flat plane, and then, this would be 90, roughly 45. So it's roughly banked somewhere around like that. If you watch the race, there are some of the cars are going to have what they call a gyro cam, and it'll rotate all directions. And when they're on that camera, you can see the car going in, and then the camera rotates when it banks. And it is one of the most insane views. I was watching qualifying last night for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and one of the announcers, I believe it was Jamie McMurray, was saying, even when they were showing that camera, because he used to be a driver, his head was still leaning with the camera, just instincts from being a race car driver. So it's a pretty insane view. I would recommend it if you have a chance to watch either the O'Reilly's race today, which is on the CW network at 4 p.m. Eastern, or the Cup Series race tomorrow, which I believe is at 2 o'clock. I'll double check that before the stream's over, so everybody's aware of where it is and what channel. But 4 p.m. today is the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race on CW. One big thing, back to the banking real quick. So 33 degrees in the turns, 16.5 degrees in the trial section, which is the front stretch pretty much. And then the straightaways on the back is 2 degrees. So almost flat. One funny thing about Talladega is, we'll get to the funny thing, but the other thing about it is Talladega was actually built on an old abandoned Air Force base. So there is actually an airport runway in the track, in the infield. It's pretty crazy. But doing some stuff, it's known for its party scene called, they got a place called the Boulevard, which if you ever go to Talladega, from what I've understood about the Boulevard, is don't go with your children down to the Boulevard. Take that for what you think, and you're probably right. Ryan McGee, I'm sorry, from Marty and McGee of ESPN, has described it as the Talladega infield is full of redneck engineering and school buses and questionable decisions. So kind of sums it all up when you think about it. But just one thing about Talladega, I mean, it is a monster track. It's huge. It's Daytona almost on steroids. It's wider than Daytona, so you will see even 4 wide racing on this thing. Really fun race to watch. Used to be pretty boring. We'll get into the changes they've made to the format of the race to try to spike it up a little bit. But you used to be that and Daytona kind of have become a little boring in most fans' minds due to fuel saving. But again, we'll get into the changes they're making to that. So you want to look at your top laps as of April of 2024. The fastest laps ever turned at Talladega were in the Cup Series was a 46.53 by Parker Klingerman. That was in 2019. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series was 48.695 in 2018 by one Joe Nemechek. Truck Series was 48.875 by Trevor Bayne in 2020. And then ARCA, which is, the one of the lower level below truck for people trying to get into NASCAR, was a 51.42 by a guy named Gus Dean. So those are your fastest laps going in history of the track. So roughly, like during qualifying, they were running right around that. You'll see, of course, lap time is always depicted nowadays with the fuel saving in the draft based on how hard they're pushing. So it's kind of hard to break those unless somebody just decides to put the hammer down the whole race and go. So looking at your all-time winners, most all-time wins at Talladega is one Dale Earnhardt Sr. with 10 of them. It's not a surprise. He has won a lot at a lot of tracks. Second place is Dale Earnhardt Jr. So drafting style tracks seem to run in the family with them. Jeff Gordon, the active driver with the most wins is Brad Keselowski, who has 6. People with 4 wins, Bobby Allison, Buddy Baker, Darrell Waltrip. Other active drivers, the drivers with 3 wins, Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano at the track. Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson's not really active. He just drives really part-time, but and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. have all won twice. Chase Briscoe, Austin Cindric, Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, and Bubba Wallace have all won once at this track. One weird kind of stat I found, I don't know of any other track that has a stat like this yet. I'll keep looking as we go into the season, but in the last 11 races at Talladega, we've had 11 different winners. You have to go back to the 12th race to find the first multiple winner, and that would have been Ryan Blaney. So he's won 2 out of the last 12, but 11 different winners in 11 races here. So really, really crazy. It just shows I don't know if volatility is the right word of Talladega, but Talladega is so unpredictable, much like Daytona. I'm going to give predictions for my races at the end here. They're predictions. They're not going to probably be right because, I mean, you could be on lap 4 of the race and somebody make a wrong turn and 12 cars are wrecked. We saw it last year. So, don't know what is going on with my camera here, but that's odd again for it to do that. So I'm turning purple. We'll have to just we're going to try to race through this as best we can. I apologize. I don't know what's going on with it. Looking at the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, we're going to give you the top 10, starting with number 10. Starting lineup is going to be Mason Maggio, Anthony Alfredo, Carson Kvapil, Raja Carruth, Austin Hill. Your top 5 are Sheldon Creed, Josh Williams, really good qualifying run there, Corey Day, Sam Mayer, and Jesse Love is on the pole. This is the 3rd installment of the Dash for Cash, which the people running for Sheldon Creed won it last week. So he's in. Jesse Love, Justin Allgaier, and Taylor Gray are all in. This is the 26th time Allgaier's been up for the Dash for Cash bonus, and Gray's first. Allgaier has won it 8 times, so he's won $800,000 just on those Dash for Cashes. Predictions for the race today. I'm going to go with the old standards. Allgaier, Creed, Sam Mayer, Jesse Love, and Austin Hill is really, really good at these style tracks. And Brandon Jones is another one that I'm going to throw in there for the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. I really wish I could figure out this camera. It's bugging me. Let me see here. Give me a second. Let me see if I can figure something out with it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. So again, I apologize. I'll work on that for the next one we throw out there. Looking at the Cup Series, as I said, it was set for qualifying today, but I figured it would get rained out. So they used the metric to set it. We're going to look at our top 10 starters in the Cup Series, which is going to be Chris Buescher in 10th, Ty Gibbs, Chase Elliott, William Byron, Brad Keselowski. Your top 5 are Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and Tyler Reddick. If you want some predictions for the race, we're going to run with Hamlin's good at these, Blaney, Reddick, Wallace, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano. You got to watch the Penske cars. They're always really good at these tracks. Ricky Stenhouse has done well here, Kyle Larson, and Chase Briscoe. If you want some sleepers, look at Todd Gilliland, Zane Smith, and Kyle Busch are going to be my sleepers for the race. Kyle Busch is just in the mix at these tracks. He's on a 103 race losing streak, so he really definitely wants to win. All in all, at Talladega, 12 drivers have gotten their first win here. Keselowski, Ricky Stenhouse, and Bubba Wallace are the active ones that have done it. So looking at race strategy, I had mentioned a minute ago that they have changed the way they've done it. Used to be that the first 2 stages were the longest, and then the third stage was the shortest. It's a 188 lap race. So what NASCAR did, because of all the fuel savings and people just kind of cruising at half throttle around the track, the first stage is now going to be the longest at 98 laps. So you'll still see some fuel saving at the beginning of the race. That is 100% for sure. Stage 2 and stage 3, however, are 45 laps each, and that is enough for a car that they can make it on that whole stage on a tank of gas. So, you're looking at pretty much being able to go wide open the last 2 stages. So the last 2 stages should be super exciting and intense to see how this plays out. I'm really looking forward to it. I like the change, and we're going to see how it reacts. So keep your eye on that. Like I said, used to be that all the stages, the first and second, everybody just kind of rode around. You'd see some passing, but not near what you would expect at a track like Talladega. And because they were wanting to save fuel, so when they came in for a pit, they could save less time filling up the car. Well, now it's pretty much let's go in the last 2 stages. So you'll still see some in the first stage, like I said, but I wouldn't expect much in the second stage. So you could see a lot of action from stage 2 on. Other than that, those are really the exciting changes NASCAR's made for the race. Also had some breaking news this past week that came out where Jim France has stepped down as CEO of NASCAR. He's taken a different role. He's not leaving. He's just going to be the president. And Steve O'Donnell has taken over as CEO. And I like Steve O'Donnell. He has a good feel for it. Ben Kennedy is now the COO, which I like him too. He's the one that helped orchestrate the move to Bowman Gray for the Clash. And then, but this is the first time in 78 years of NASCAR's history that somebody outside of the France family has been the CEO. So I like the move. I think it's the right move. I think O'Donnell will bring some fresh perspective along with Ben Kennedy to help continue the growth. So that's kind of where we sit. I always go through a fantasy lineup when I do these streams. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Have to see me be pink for a minute. Go up here to my fantasy. For those of you new, I will be going back in, and if you catch on my channel, SEC Sean on YouTube, there is a whole series on NASCAR for beginners. If you're new to the sport and want to learn what the fan rewards and all that are. Real quick, here's your fan rewards tab. The little icon of a person up here. And then it loads, view my dashboard. And you can see I've got 3,300 points. So for new people, you look at the rewards catalog and say, well, what do the points do? Well, click on the rewards catalog and it'll bring up all the different lists and things you can use your tickets for. A sweepstakes for tickets to this, autograph merchandise. What's really great about NASCAR is if you come down here and look, autograph merchandise, different sweepstakes, gift cards, regular merchandise, but this one. No other sporting event is giving you the access to use points you earn in fan rewards to get tickets. Now, you can see a lot of the Cup Series races are already sold out. That's given. But I can get tickets right now to Michigan's Truck Series race for 2,500 points. You know, and you just kind of scroll through Chicagoland Truck Series, our Auto Parts Series, 3,000. So I could get tickets for that too. So you can get free tickets to these events. And there's tons of other free stuff you can get also through the fan rewards. And like I said, if you go watch it on my YouTube channel, there's stuff on TikTok. There's stuff on, I have a Patreon account. My Patreon account, for any paid subscribers, there will be giveaways. I go to races and I get autographs from drivers and I give an autographed info card away. I'm working on getting some trading cards signed to give those away. And as we get more, if any more paid members join, then we will get better things given away. You know, that's just kind of how that's going to work is, you know, whatever I can earn from this, you know, part of that will go back to giving back to the fans that support me. So, but looking at our fantasy lineup, you get points for this for the fan rewards too. You get 10 points for setting your lineup and then 10 points for each one of these boxes of head-to-head you get right. And if you want some advice, you go down to the bottom and it gives you, this is just, of course, I take this for what it's worth at Talladega. It's such a crapshoot here. But Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch says to avoid, but that's just because he's had a streak of bad luck here lately. But at any given moment, Kyle Busch can take this car to the front and win. So I get avoiding him because of recency, but and then Logano too. But again, Logano's issues here have a lot of not been his own doing. He's been involved in wrecks late. So, but it's Talladega, so take it for what it's worth. Sleeper, there's your sleeper. Zane Smith, like I said. That's just their options and opinions. Again, you can only use each one of these drivers 10 times in the regular season, which is the first 26 races. I'm going to pull Reddick out of here, even though he's on there, because I've already used him quite a few times. So I want to save some of his starts. But I will throw Chase Briscoe in here. But I need to. I'm going to throw Bubba Wallace. We're going to move Chase Briscoe to. Let me see. Who do I want to put in my garage? Let's put Austin Cindric in the garage. It's a Penske car. Ty Gibbs, we're going to remove. Let's put. Let's see who's got 9 stars. Let's go Brad. I'm going to see if I want Kyle. He's got 8 races left. William Byron's got 7. I'm going to throw Chase Elliott in here. Who else do we want? Let's see. Where's Blaney? Where are you, Ryan Blaney? Where is Ryan Blaney? Is Ryan Blaney alive? There he is. 15th. Ooh, I've only got 6 left, so I can't use Blaney here. Let's go down here. I'm going to use Austin Dillon. He always seems to find his way near the front on these tracks too. And let's go. Let's see, who else do I have? Let's throw Zane Smith in there and just see what happens. There he is. I've already used Zane once. I think I used him at Daytona, actually. Here, I'm going to go Ryan Preece head-to-head with Suarez. RFK is a lot, really, really good here, and Preece is good on these tracks too. Watch for Ryan Preece to go up near the wall and pull the third or fourth lane around. He loves to do that. This is a tough one. I'm going to go Reddick just because Blaney's starting 15th, but I'm not confident in that. I'll take Cindric over Logano, and I'm going to go Bubba Wallace over Chris Buescher. So that lineup's set. So there's my 10 points at least, and then you get points for doing it week in and week out. But if you'll notice, there was another one called 36 for 36, where you choose one driver. There's 36 drivers per week. I obviously missed weekend 8 because I was obligated to my granddaughter's birthday party. So this is just kind of who do you want to use here. Since it's such a wild card race, I'm going to throw Cindric in because I probably won't use him anywhere else. So we'll just throw Austin Cindric in there, and that one's set. So that's just kind of how I'm going to set my fantasy team. And now we're set up for the weekend, and we will we'll be back Monday with a review of the race weekend and kind of see how everything goes, break down the point standings and all that good stuff. But other than that, feel free to comment, like, subscribe to my channel, and we will continue this. Probably going to jump back on. I might jump back on later today. I'm not 100% sure yet with some other talk about some of the NFL draft goings on, especially with, if you can see my hat through the pink, through the A&M draft, the players drafted there and how that's played out and where they've gone, along with some other teams that I think have had really good drafts. We're also in the process, just to try to let everybody know, of doing a watch along for one of the NASCAR races. Don't know if it'll be for Talladega. Might be, might not be. The race won't be broadcast on here. It'll just be me kind of giving updates and kind of broadcasting and play-by-play and kind of showing everybody, giving everybody insight. And if there's questions, we'll maybe throw some polls. And that way there we can, get some more eyes and ears on this sport. And, like I said, I'll answer any questions you have about the sport, anything you have to know about rewards or giveaways or anything like that. So everybody go enjoy your weekend. And like I said, we may catch up later today. Keep your eyes and ears. If you hit the notification bell, you'll know when I go live. And other than that, we'll catch up and have a good rest of your day.